Our top story: overnight downpour and intermittent rain all day today have brought the national capital region to a grinding halt. Waterlogging woes still persist and traffic has been hit in Delhi. Light to moderate intensity rain is expected in Delhi throughout the day today. Roads continue to remain inundated in Faridabad, while vehicles were seen submerged in few areas in Gurugram. In Gurugram and Noida, authorities have left the Millennium City dwellers to fend for themselves. Schools and colleges have been asked to stay shut and corporates have been advised to work from home in order to avoid traffic mess. Remember, Gurugram saw some massive traffic jams last evening after only a few hours of rain. So rains have paralyzed the national capital region. There's been waterlogging, vehicles have been submerged and traffic mess has been witnessed across the region. Gurugram administration has thrown their hands up in the air asking residents to stay home and avoid mess. Residents have been left to fend for themselves. We are opening our phone lines this afternoon. You can call us on the number that's flashing on your screens. Call us and share your concerns and suggestions as we ask, have civic authorities failed? Joining us this afternoon, we will have Dr. Sudhir Krishna, former Secretary of Ministry of Urban Development, will be joining us. And with us is Krishan Mitroo, Consultant, Disaster Management and Environment. Mr. Mitroo, let me come to you and ask you the first question. You know, there are videos of how commuters are struggling on waterlogged roads. The administration has advised people to work from home. Is that enough? Isn't that the responsibility of the authorities to ensure that basic civic infrastructure is up and running for citizens at all times?
Thank you for inviting me. You see, what I would say is, I would ask the authorities, is it the first time this has happened? No, it's been happening over and over again, not only in Gurugram, not only in the NCR, all over the country. It has been said time and again that all the countries, all the big cities, sewer system is choked. No civic authority is taking any cognizance of that. All they do is rainwater drains clearance for maybe 15 days or 1 month before the monsoon starts. And after the monsoon starts, everything is forgotten. It is very sad how we are handling this situation. It's coming specific to NCR and Gurgaon, more specific. You see, it is a known fact that Gurgaon has been built on the drainage system. The drainage land has been reclaimed and multi-storied buildings built over there. Was that allowed? Was that right thing for the administration to do? Not today. The administration tells you, sit back at home, do not venture out, work from home. How shameful this is. I have always requested all the channels, wherever I come, in these particular issues, on these particular issues, why we cannot invite the administrators, the state administrators, to be answerable. You see, politicians come on the, or the retired bureaucrats come on the channel, but they have nothing to govern. It is the the employees, administrators of the state who must come and address the problems to the nation, to the public. Gurgaon is a very, very sad state of affairs where perpetually every year there is waterlogging. This is not a new thing, and if till date Gurgaon authorities have not woken up, I'm sure for the next 50 years they will not wake up.
Yes.
All that is required is, in all these places, into a place like Bangalore, we need to lay fresh sewage pipes and fresh rainwater drains to allow the rainwater to drain off. How we are doing this management, I do not understand. Every time, and it is most shameful, as I said just now, the Gurgaon administration tells you, okay, stay at home. Is that the solution? No, that is not the.
That's not, that's what we are asking. Yes, Mr. Mitroo, I'll just come back to you and explore on what are the lessons from Bangalore, from Gurgaon that we can learn for our urban cities, urban spaces. where we see waterlogging year after year, despite all the promises of crores being spent on stormwater drains and all the rain preparedness. But Nukul joining us, our correspondent live from Gurugram. Nukul, what's the situation there in Gurugram? We saw yesterday and today, this morning, commuters struggling, residents wading through waterlogged roads. What's the situation there at the moment? Has it improved?
Well, absolutely, and the rain has subsided in Gurugram, but in between there are rain spells that are coming in and going. But as you have rightly mentioned, there are some certain problems that the commuters and the residents, particularly in Gurgaon, have faced since yesterday morning. Now, yesterday morning, Gurugram is the entire NCR region, in fact, is witnessing the heavy rainfall. But if we talk about particularly in Gurgaon, there were a lot of areas this morning where the traffic jams were also could be seen. But the major problem here in Gurgaon that people have witnessed and we have been observing since morning, we have been reporting from Gurgaon, is that the waterlogging situation. Right now, I am reporting from Sector 29. You can see this is a private bus stand, and you can see the water that has been logged here, and the entire bus stand is submerged under the water. So this is the water problem that has been the water logging problem that has been prevalent in Gurgaon. We were reporting from Hero under Chowk near Narsingpura, where a car also half submerged car which was stuck in the drainage there in the service line. So the entire road of that particular stretch, the Gurgaon to Jaipur highway, it was the entire stretch was under the water logging situation. So the water was coming out on the road, but it went to the service lane, and people coming out from the streets and their homes, they have to take the service lanes. So they were facing some troubles, due to which there was a water logging situation. While there was while the authorities and administration in Gurgaon, they have mentioned that work from home shall prevail in this particular city, so that because of looking at the situation in the wake of heavy rainfall, the work from home situation, which also prevented some traffic jams in the city. Although we have observed otherwise, the traffic jams would have also created some trouble in the particular region as well. While at the same time in Gautam Budh Nagar district magistrate, they have ordered that classes 1 to 8 shall remain closed today itself due and in the wake of heavy rainfall.
Yes, also joining us, Ishika from another part of Gurugram. Ishika, what's the situation there where you are?
Yes, Rohit, right now I'm present in the sector 46 of Gurugram, and my VG will show you this very waterlogged situation here in Gurugram. You can see how the commuters are facing the problem. They're forced to walk in this knee-deep waterlogged street. You can very clearly see in the pictures, in the visuals, that, even here, the vehicular movement is also, how it is obstructed because of this waterlogging. You can see how these vehicles are also going, and in fact, you can see the people. In fact, let me just show you the picture here. In this very visual, you can see the people here walking here, and in this knee-deep water, you can see very clearly. So in fact, when we talk about Gurugram, it is actually, called the cyber hub, one of the most modern cities. And this is not a problem of this year. This is a problem of every year, and yet the authorities fail to come up with any situation. Now, the Gurugram authorities have, in fact, issued an advisory for the people here, for the corporate employees to stay at home, to give this day as a work from home, and the schools to remain shut. And yet, the people who are going for, work and other things, they are also, obstructed here. This is the current situation on the ground. And the people only have one thing to say, that if this problem is the problem of every year, why has the authorities failed to come up with a solution till now? Over to you, Rohit.
Ishika, while you are standing there in that knee-deep water, what the residents are going through, we can all well imagine there. Are the authorities there present on the ground to ease this pain for the commuters?
So, Rohit, if we talk about this very area, Sector 46 of Gurugram, it has been waterlogged since the very morning. But in fact, we also talked to some of the residents and they are saying that they are facing this thing since the morning, but the authorities have failed to give them any reply here. No person from the authorities has even come up here to check the situation on the ground. And the people here are saying that, it's of no use to, in fact, complain to the authorities here because they look, least concerned about the situation of the residents here. Over to you, Rohit.
All right, Ishika, thanks very much for joining us. Ishika reporting there, this stretch, Sector 46 stretch has been waterlogged since morning, but there are no authorities present on the ground. The water is stagnant over there. People are wading through that water. There's vehicular movement also happening over there, but no authorities present there, Ishika reporting, and the waterlogging remains in that place. It's afternoon now and there's no authority present there to clear that water or at least attempt to do something there. Thanks Ishika and Nukul for joining us from Gurugram. Let me take this to our guest. Krishan Mitroo is with us. Dr. Sudhir Krishna also joining us. Dr. Krishna, thanks very much for joining us. The urban planning mess of Millennium City is exposed every time it rains. The city has swanky malls, high rises and luxurious office spaces. But are there structural flaws there in Gurugram which result in waterlogging every time this continuous rain?
Yes, I think Gurugram's problems are highly solvable and they have been created by us only. I live in Gurgaon, incidentally. And this is high time that we identify the bottlenecks in the drainage system. The natural drainage system, which was very strong in Gurgaon because it's undulating land, and the natural drain was very wide and deep, but a lot of it has been encroached upon and a lot of it has been covered by muck and construction waste, and therefore the rainwater is not able to find its way. So I think it is an opportunity now. It has happened year after year, but now, at least now, the authorities concerned, the town planning department and the district administration, they should conduct a survey of the areas which are causing the drainage, which are blocked somewhere, and
All right, Dr. Krishna, I'll come back to you. But yes, stormwater drains is also what Mr. Mitroo was talking about. The drainage land, the drainage system that is choked and the drainage land on which now buildings have been built is part of the problem there in Gurugram. And we are seeing these pictures that we see year after year, but nothing seems to be changing on the ground when the rains happen. Mr. Mitroo, does the city, let's talk a little bit more about this drainage capacity. I want to understand that. Does it have a limited drainage capacity? Gurugram, does most of the rainwater go back into Gurugram due to lack of the outlet? Or is that the master drainage lines get choked at critical points, or are the natural drains blocked? What's the issue here?
The issue is that the drainage rivulet, I would say what we call them in colloquial language is nallas. The nallas land has been reclaimed to construct high-rise buildings and modern buildings, thereby blocking the very system of drainage in the state, particularly in Gurgaon district. You see, if somebody does, honestly, somebody does an audit of Gurugram, you will find that there is no drainage system in Gurgaon. There is none. Societies which get flooded time and again are told that you manage your own drainage system. Means you apply the pumps and pump out the water. But where does the water go? Water cannot go anywhere in the total absence of the drainage system. It has to wait till it gets absorbed in the Mother Earth, in the land there itself. And that's why you see, as you also reported just now, that there is no movement of water. That clearly shows that the water has been trapped amongst this urban jungle. And the biggest problem is that wherever small amount of drainage is available in whichever city, like in Delhi, for example, the drains are blocked due to silting, regular silting of the drains. Desilting is not done, and whenever it's undertaken, it's done in a very, very slipshod manner. The rainwater drain cleaning starts only about a month before the monsoon is to come. But to my mind, this is a year-long work. This is a 12 months, 365 days work. The drains have to be regularly kept clean.
Right.
We have seen the sweepers who sweep the roads. They sweep the dust, etc., and push it into the side drains. That drains get choked there itself. Today, what has happened is that this silt which has gone into the has hardened as cement, and that cannot be opened up. We have to have a proper drainage system, like what do you call it? The wastage dump. Like we have the rainwater harvesting system. At the opening, at the inlet mount, there's a pit made for the dust and the pollutants to settle down, and the drain pipe is above this level, which then drains out the water into the main stream.
Yes.
It allow the leaves, the other...
All right, so those are important points. Mr. Mitroo, sorry, I have to interrupt you there. I'm running short on time. Dr. Krishna, one final word to you. Mr. Mitroo is saying that there is no drainage system there in Gurugram. So what can be done? You are talking about surveys that have to be done. Now, year after year, we hear these surveys are done, crores are being sanctioned, everything is being cleared up. But yet, when it rains, you see the situation, the pictures that we are seeing today. What are the solutions? Quickly.
The solution is not impossible to achieve. I think the drains have to be cleared, and a lot of natural drains have been closed also in many places. And closed means they have not been closed completely, but they have been covered on top, and therefore cleaning requires special efforts. And Gurgaon, the unique position of Gurgaon is the old villages are also part of the city, and somehow the corporation and planners have not taken care of the village part. So the villages have been also, they have not allowed the nallas to remain nalla. Even city and the non-village area also there has been construction, but of different kind. In village area also there has been construction and choking of the drains in a different way. All together, put together, it is urgently required. As we take care of roads, so we should take care of the nallas and the footpaths also. So it is high time that the administration, under the guidance of whosoever, maybe Deputy Commissioner or maybe the Town Planning Directorate, should immediately take survey. It is not impossible. Satellite imagery and ground survey is not a very, very large city. Gurgaon is a compact city as far as flooding part is concerned. If the drains are identified and cleared, it will not cost a huge sum also. But it requires coordinated action among the authorities concerned in a time-bound manner. I think this is the time now. The moment the rains stop, it should be done without waiting for the next rain to occur. So I think it is a doable thing and must be done also.
All right. All right, we'll wait and see whether it is done, because promises are made year on year, and year on year we see these pictures which are sad state of affairs in a millennium city which has swanky malls, big buildings and luxurious office spaces. But this is what it is reduced to in one day of rain. Thanks very much for joining us, gentlemen, this afternoon, Mr. Krishan Mitroo and Dr. Sudhir Krishna. Thanks very much for sharing your perspective.